good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And hello to all my South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I am joined tonight by the one and only Ginny Wandell. Hello, Ginny.
Good evening. Here I am. Happy to
Gin-
be with you.
How? Thank you. I love hearing that. You've been on the show before. You are a full time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate. But I am going to give you a moment to reintroduce yourselves to all of our listeners and let everybody know the areas that you service, how long you've been in the industry, anything that you think is important for them to hear about you.
Oh, so much is important. It's really nice to meet new people all the time. So, if you know me, I am Ginny Wandell, and if you don't know me, I'm still Ginny Wandell. I have been in this business for a decade plus, and I service the South Shore, South Coast, all the way, even if you want to go out to Uxbridge and points beyond. It's my pleasure to serve people. I feel like if I can help you in your life, I do real estate every single day. You don't necessarily. I'm here to be your guide. And for tonight, we're just talking about advice. So
Yes.
we'll see where we get.
Ginny Wandell, expert real estate guide.
Good guide.
Good.
Call
Expert.
Call me Pocahontas. No.
Pocahontas.
Can I call
Yeah.
you
I don't know.
Pocahontas?
You're the expert here. But you are also a winner. And do you want to tell everybody what you have won?
So, hot off the press.
Hot off the presses. I just found out like an hour ago.
Yeah, me too. Surprise. So our local Patriot Ledger, both print and electronic, full of news and information, had a contest. It's called the Community Choice Awards. So for August through October, there was
Yeah.
voting, and who would you like to recommend as
Yeah,
your
best
realtor?
businesses, realtors, all these different avenues that you can essentially nominate somebody, and you were nominated.
Yeah.
And so you were one of the how many? 4 or 5?
In August, it was there were the top 5 chosen. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what they did in June, but they somehow
top
gathered
top
people.
5 realtors, and you have to be nominated for this, and then people can vote. And somebody got their top votes and won, and I wonder who
Yeah.
that could be.
Well, so c'est moi. That would be me, as well as our terrific brokerage here, Boston Connect Real Estate. So
Yes.
top brokerage on South Shore, and top
Yeah.
realtor.
Yes,
Me.
and again, this is voted by the people.
And
It's like the
yeah.
Critics' Choice Awards. Like we're voted by the critics.
And you don't know.
Yeah, you don't
I
know.
can't find out. I didn't know at the beginning, and I don't know now who these voter people are.
Yeah.
Um,
But you were
so-
voted top agent, and congratulations. Claps all around. Clapping. We're clapping. We're live on Facebook, so you can see us clapping. Yes, Boston Connect Real Estate did win Best Brokerage, and we love that. But, and, you know, I always represent Boston Connect Real Estate when I'm doing the show, but you are representing yourself. Anything else that you want to say about sort of your business and areas that you service before we get into our topic, which was your idea?
Well, my business is, housing year round. It's not only about shall I sell my house or do I need a renter. It's about making a relationship. So I'm all the time. I just happen to be a chatty kind of girl,
Yeah.
and people need to talk about real estate,
Yeah.
whether you're moving or not. If
Yeah.
you know somebody, if you're thinking about it, this is my profession, and I'm pretty happy to be doing it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we're pretty happy to have you too. And I
friend.
love when you do the show too, because it's almost like I'm in therapy. Like you just have this like calming like way of viewing life really. And I love that, and I love that you joined me on the show.
I love being here.
Oh, thanks so much. So yes, you did say that, real estate is your thing. It's all year round. It does not have seasons, but we are heading into the winter season. We're heading into holidays and everything. So we're going to be talking about, really home for the holidays. That's what we're calling the show, Home for the Holidays. So whether you're buying a house during the holiday season, selling a house during the holiday season, updating or upkeeping your house during the holiday season because you want to potentially sell after.
That would be great.
We're talking all of that, right?
Yeah. So your home is where you are right now. And, it's our job to keep people with roofs over their head and warm.
Yeah.
That's a really good thing. So
Yeah.
we try and, I'm just the optimist. So we go through seasons, and everybody's seasons are different.
Yeah.
So that's why tonight we talked about this is a season of selling. Sure. This is a season of buying. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is a season where we're going to go into a new year, and what should I do? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a season too.
Yeah. Well, Mary just said upstairs, she's like, wow, you're really, going out with a bang in 2023, because everyone knows now that I'm purchasing a home. I am closing soon. But, it happened. I mean, some of these days they're very chilly and you feel like you are in the middle of winter, but holiday season is right here and we're in it.
Yeah.
And it's possible. I'm telling you, I'm
Melissa's
buying.
closing. Melissa's moving.
Yeah.
Lisa
Between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
yes, and this is what we do.
Yeah, this is what we do. I mean, this is where my journey has sort of taken me. I've been looking for almost a year and a half, and finally, during the winter months, during the holiday season is when I'm closing, and that's just where my journey has brought me. And I promise you, I've been up against a lot of other buyers in this market. They're all still staying in this market to find a house, no matter what it is. Yeah, everybody's looking. So
people move. Move.
People move. People sell. People are still buying. People no matter what day of the year it is, people are still looking.
Yeah.
So, I always say this on the show and in real life that the time to sell and the time to buy is when you're ready. And sometimes that is during the holidays, like me.
Which can be a really, really good time.
Yeah.
So,
and it should be a good time. I'm gifting myself something this year for Christmas. No one else is getting anything.
It's quite an expensive little.
It's quite an expensive little investment. Yeah, investment in myself, and and I'm not the only person. I promise you. We have agents that are here. We were celebrating one of Kristen Howlett's clients today during the office meeting, who is in my price range as well. We've both bid on houses, and we've both lost on things, and we were all clapping and we were so happy for her, because she's going to have a home for the holidays too. So
it's not magic. It's just a process.
It is. Yeah. It's a process. It's a journey.
If you don't speak with a professional, you're really doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
We're the people that have been through the ups and the downs and the sideways.
Mm-hmm.
So what a better, place to come than Boston Connect Real Estate or any of us go to you.
We were having an office meeting today, and somebody I saw a man and a woman outside
to the door.
Come to the door. They didn't want to come in because there was like 20 plus of us sitting around having a meeting.
Cars in the parking lot.
So Kristen actually went outside, talked to her. They were looking for commercial properties. Mm-hmm. So Sam Horton, who is a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate, knows the ins and outs of that sort of world. So he was able to go outside and talk to them about it. But anybody could just come in, walk up. It happens all the time.
You're allowed to walk in. You're allowed to call, whatever is your comfort level. If you have a realtor that you're working with, we all respect each other, and so if somebody else's client walks in and I'm here, of course I'm going to take care of them for the moment.
Yeah.
And connect them with, the person that they were introduced to, maybe at an open house.
Yeah.
So super friendly. We really rely on keeping an even keel, because real estate can be an emotional time.
Yeah.
So
it can be. I'm an emotional person, and this has been a very emotional time for me, and so my day of closing, I feel like I'm going to, I mean, I've had cheerleaders throughout this whole journey, but I know that next week is going to be like very much people in my corner. Like, you know, they're
So
watching me
it-
sign papers.
In the same way that Melissa has a zillion cheerleaders, you too will have all of us
Yeah.
cheerleaders because
Yeah.
we are a family. You would designate one of us to be, you know, your greatest cheerleader.
Yeah.
The really nice thing about this office and this brokerage is we're all in it together.
We're in this together, Ginny. And I'm just looking down at your
You want me to break out in
agenda. I'm just looking down at your agenda, and you have so many notes. So we should probably get down to it.
I know we're not going to get to all of this.
We
stuff.
aren't. I know you were already doubting it before the show even started, but where do you want to dive into first? Because I can see you have many notes, so I think that this is sort of your show. Where do you want to start?
Oh, thank you. So it's the holiday time, and you're living in your house, so you don't have to feel that the whole entire world stops. It may for you if you want to do some time blocking, but to think about where you want to be in the future. And I actually have 3 new listings coming up because the clients just figured that this was a good time to get started. We have mapped out all the weeks, the next 9-10 weeks. So I can talk about those listings that are coming up. So you're not the only one. If you're thinking about it, don't put the brakes on. Call me, call someone, and we'll talk about why this is a great time.
Yeah.
So tonight, if you want to talk about how am I helping my buyers right now to get ready.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah.
How are you helping your buyers?
So first of all, fear is not the way that we approach this. It's a process, and I'm the professional, so I'm promising that I will take care of you and give you clear, concise guidance. So part of buying during the holidays is to have your ducks in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm going to first sit down with you, and we're going to take the time, and I'm going to hold you back. Because most of the time people start out looking at one of those realtor sites, and they say, oh, this is the house that I want. This is what I can afford. I'm looking here. They start going to open houses, and really they're not prepared. They
Yeah.
don't know what they're going to walk
Yeah.
into. So I'm happy when people say, it's November. Could I really be in a new home for the holidays?
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Because if you're talking with me, I'll tell you about what loan officers we have for you as a suggestion, unless you already have a loan officer. Your mortgage is going to really set up a timeline for you.
Yeah.
Your buying power, I'll ask you some questions. And we have a team. So you have an attorney, you have a loan officer, and you have me,
Yeah.
and you're prepared. So the answer, can I get in my new home? The answer is yes, if we're all ready, and there are such things as 21-day closings.
Yeah.
Loan officers who are able to provide your portfolio and get it to underwriting, because everything is all lined up nice and neat. We all work together, and it's possible that right now you could call me this week, say, this is what do I need to do, and we're going to set up a realistic expectation in your plan for your schedule.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you want to be in by New Year's, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah.
And if that's not
Yeah.
realistic, then we're going to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I just had a conversation with somebody, so I actually referred, so I'm working with Jasmine Glasgow from Maritime Mortgage. Her and George are on the show frequently, and I just referred her to somebody just starting their journey, sort of didn't really know where they were or anything, but I shared my experience and and I didn't know where I was until I had that conversation with Jasmine, which is interesting because I am in the industry and I have been for several years.
Right.
But I was so naive to the whole money part of it. And I was like, really doubting myself that like I wasn't there. So I was fully going into the conversation with Jasmine just being like, okay, I'm going to be open and honest with her about sort of where I'm at financially, but like she's going to ultimately tell me that like I'm just not there and I need to work on things.
Yeah.
And I left that meeting being like, okay, now I'm looking at houses that are over $400,000. Like you just don't know where you are until you have the conversation. So
And everything is a stereotype
Yeah.
unless we talk one-on-one and find out about your specific, unique portfolio,
Yeah.
what you need, and what we can do for you. So there's nothing so self-defeating as to talk to yourself about how you can't afford anything.
Yeah.
Or you listen to somebody who's one of your relatives who doesn't, practice the art of real estate every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are well-intentioned, but they will keep you stuck. And so
Yeah.
my job
And we want
is
to keep you moving along.
Yeah, I want you to enjoy your life. Life is short, and we all know about ups and downs. So let your real estate journey be something you look forward to, and not something that you dread.
Yeah. Yeah. When I got my clear to close, I got a message from Jasmine just being like, I'm so happy that you didn't give up on yourself. Because I just kept saying, like, thank you so much. I don't know what I would do without you and George. And she's like, I'm so happy and grateful that you didn't give up on yourself.
That's
Because
right.
that's the key.
Yeah.
And I didn't give up on myself because no one around me would allow me to. Like I
Yeah.
said, I have
Yeah.
such an amazing team of people. And,
Right.
I have so many people, so many agents here at the office that wanted this so badly for me because we all are working together. And whether it's me or whether it's Kendall, which is Kristen's client that she talks about all the time, or your clients, like we're always so happy for it's not the offer gets accepted. Oh my God, great. You have another deal. It's, your client is buying a house. Your client's
Right.
selling a house. Like
Look at
that.
Look at the journey that you've been through.
Look at the journey you've been through.
Yeah.
And I know that we're talking about holiday season and stuff like that, but
Right.
that's where we're at right now.
Yeah,
Like
with
we're
buyers, we're talking about buyers right
Yeah.
now in the holiday season. Why would I ever start looking now? We talked about the financial part of it.
Or why would I ever stop now?
Why
Like
would I
don't
ever stop?
stop. If you've been on this real estate journey, like me, offer after offer after offer, getting beat out. And not because you're not a well qualified buyer, it's just because there was one other offer that just had it all, And sometimes that's what it is. But
And, in the situation,
don't give up. Like that's the thing that Jasmine said back to me was, I'm glad you didn't give up. I'm so happy and grateful that you didn't give up on yourself, because so many people do, because they get to the point where they're like, oh, well, I'm just going to rent and I'm going to do this, or I'm going to stay where I'm at and stop looking. Never stop looking.
Well, when people get tired,
Yeah, you get tired. I was tired.
as has happened this year, there's inventory is an issue, but because you're working with a professional, we do know what's coming up ahead of time. We
Yeah.
do know which listings are never going to hit the internet. They're called non-MLS
Yeah.
listings. We have a network not only in our own office, but since we've been practicing real estate for years and years and years, we have a tremendous amount of friends who are realtors or at least business associates, and we have the greatest pool of people. So I would specifically say to somebody who might be tired, who had started looking, then put it on pause and thought, oh, it's 4th of July, I'll start up and look again. Well, forget it. Now it's Thanksgiving. We're never going to push you to your breaking point. We're going to support you and ask what's the best plan for you. And I have revised 4 different clients from this spring and 3 different clients this fall, because to me, it's about having the best journey, not about get this done, hurry up and get it done now.
Yeah.
I would never be the bull in the china shop.
Yeah.
So that's part of the story with Are People Tired, who have been looking to buy.
Yeah.
The other one is people who are looking to buy who didn't think they could. And that's why right now I would help you to figure out if you can and when you can.
And there's so many people who relocate during this time too. You know, it's the end of year, beginning of the year. They relocate for jobs.
I have had two of them.
Yeah.
One is coming up, going from Texas to Massachusetts here, and another one who came here from Minnesota.
Yeah.
And that has already closed. But relocating, that was over 4th of July. So
Yeah.
there are holiday times, and people move.
Yeah, people move.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the point of this industry, right?
I mean, the happy, what was it? Just before Christmas, December 23rd closing that I had was great. Believe it or not, you can actually close like the 28th of December too. That has happened to me too.
Yeah.
Not everybody goes off the planet, and so if you are strategic, I love coming up with a super secret plan
Yeah.
that nobody else is gonna know.
I think that there is a misconception that like the holiday season for real estate is slow when it's really not.
not.
It's not.
It's not.
If anything, I feel like it's a little bit more like more fast paced in a sense because like people don't have a ton of time to, you know, like they are living their lives during the holiday season. So like they're very more like, okay, this is the, yep, we'll have showings from this time. We'll do open houses through this time and let's get it done
Yeah.
type of thing.
There is a let's get it done. Sellers as well, if you want to talk about sellers, that's, similar in that, you need the realtor who has the expertise and the compassion to listen to that seller.
Yeah.
And help them with what they want and need. But, yep, it's true. If you're on the market and it's December 1st, you would be surprised. Sellers will have lots of people interested. And the good thing for sellers is if you have to sell before you move, this is the client where people understand other people's needs. Not everybody's quite as selfish as you think they might be. So the way that the realtors help each other to help their clients, everybody together says, this is my timeline for moving. Now I have to sell this other house. Somebody else is moving out for a rental.
Yeah.
So it's the Mutual Admiration Society.
How important do you think it is to work with an experienced real estate agent during any time, really? And I know that's a sort of a silly question because it's like it should be obvious, but
It should be.
we were both at the event a couple weeks ago and talking about how many people are in our industry and how many people don't do this full time. And the person that we saw speaking was just kind of like,
Oh, that.
what?
Oh.
Like, you have to be all in. You have to do this full time because
Yeah.
you're dealing with some of the most important decisions that people are going to make.
Yeah.
You got to be all in too. If they're going to be all in, you have to be all in too. And your whole team's got to be all in.
So Melissa is emoting a little bit about, yeah, it's true. Some people do this not as a profession but as a hobby, or they get into it unknowing.
Yeah.
So you're the client. You need to look at our reviews, talk to somebody who has used our services before.
Yeah.
We have lots of stories, but we don't have the opportunity to tell you unless we're working with you. So when we work by referral, I have groups of families and friends, and everybody learns from those experiences. So to be able to have a professional who cares and can tell you what we know saves you so much time and heartache. Our job is to make a seamless transition when possible, but if the road gets bumpy, it's our job to figure out the puzzle.
Yeah.
We absolutely have the resources to help. Every situation has to get solved, and we take that very seriously.
Yeah.
So loan officers, we have the sphere of influence with other agents, with loan officers, with attorneys. When we have to walk through for an appraisal, we know that whole segment of the population, and appraisers are sort of almost a hidden sector. And a lot of times people don't think how important is an appraisal in a real estate transaction, appraisals are very important. And the
Yeah.
relationship, when I have a listing, I'm going to meet that
Yeah.
person and
Yeah.
provide a portfolio for them to see. Of course, the clients are the most important, but having these other professionals to work with,
Yeah.
that's what makes it all come together.
Yeah, and just being on the buyer side right now, I got, the notification like, oh, your appraisal has been ordered, and then I got your appraisal has happened. We'll let you know in the next couple days, like what it is.
Ooh, the
And then it was,
mystery.
here's your report, like,
Yeah.
so I saw it from the buyer's perspective in that way, but like I was on edge the whole time. Not that I
Yeah.
didn't think that it wouldn't appraise, like I did not think that it had any issue appraising, but I was like, still like, okay. But I had people to go to just like if for some reason there was an issue, like yes, I'm representing myself during this transaction, but if I had some sort of an issue, like again, I have a team of professionals that could help me.
Yeah.
Come up with a strategy of like, hey, what are we going to do about this?
Yeah, sellers who want to sell by themselves oftentimes come and find us. It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
It is a profession. There's a craft to it. There's an art to it.
Yeah.
There is a beginning, a middle, an end, and
Well, we say this all the
every week
time.
along the way.
We say this all the time as listing agents. We have to sell a house twice, and that's the first time you got to sell it to a buyer. The second time you got to sell it to an appraiser. You got to sell it to the bank.
True.
So, you gotta show the worth to both.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was interesting to see it from like the buyer's perspective, of like
Right.
following along in the time frame, because I'm like, I know how important these dates are to make sure that like we're hitting them.
Right. And when we're selling and representing a seller, it's important for us, having been, doing this for years and years and years, to have a professional who's experienced. We can prepare a seller for what we've known an appraiser will look for.
Yeah.
So anything that we can point to the seller as we're either preparing for market or as we're in the middle of a transaction, usually 3 weeks in is when the appraiser is coming, then you'll be able to say and really work with some golden nuggets, giving the information to the sellers, helping them to understand what can we do? Do we need to do anything? We're priced at fair market value. How do you think this appraiser's going to see this home?
Yeah.
So that's from the seller's perspective. When an agent is listing, we're helping you every step of the way. It's not just the beginning, and it's not just the end. It's everything in between.
It's the whole thing. It's before and after too.
And it is before and after. It is before and after. Hopefully it's about presence and, happy stuff.
Yeah. It is. It's about the whole thing. It's about the relationship that you have, with everybody who is involved in this journey for you.
Right.
That's
why we're
that's why I
creating-
love you, and I love you as an agent, because you are everything. Like you're there before, during, and after for all of your clients.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I am.
It's amazing to me that people aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what the point was, when he was talking to us, being like, if you're not all in, I don't know what you're doing here.
Right. Well, we're all in,
Yeah.
for sure. And we're still doing, how do I live in my house that I'm at right now during these holidays? So if you're already thinking about moving, we have some tips for you
Yeah.
for living right where you're at.
Yeah. What are some of those tips?
You want to talk about those now?
Yeah, why not? Because I want to give you an opportunity, like towards the end of the show too, because I know you have a lot of clients that are thinking about selling, buying, doing
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
I see all your notes and they're giving me anxiety, so we have to get to them before, like, I
Ginny's
feel like you
list.
wrote all that for nothing.
Ginny's list. Well, I want to offer to the listening audience, houses that are just going to come up, and you don't know it yet, but I do. So I'm going to tell you about some of those properties. And anywho, things that we're searching for too. While you're living in your home, but you may be thinking about a move, maybe that's next year.
Yeah.
Maybe you really haven't pinpointed it to a season. But I tell people I'm pushing your buttons, but you can trust me because it's safe.
Yeah.
It's just me and you. So, is this your last Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, Thanksgiving in this home that you're in right now?
Yeah.
You don't have to tell the whole wide world, but maybe you should take out the, I don't know, Hummel figures that are packed away because you want to display them on this mantelpiece now, because you know in your heart of hearts they are going to get packed away, and the next time you open them up, they're going to be at your new place. So that's something that you look forward to. Moving is an emotional event. So,
Yeah.
it's Thanksgiving. Do you ever take out, grandma's platter? Take it out this Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Is this, too much stuff for you to have? Good. Take it
Yeah.
out and move it on.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to decide, keep, donate, or throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just thinking about me personally.
moving.
I'm like, when am I gonna move though?
And what are you going
And
to
what
move?
am I going to move? I know I
So-
got to go through all my stuff before I move,
Right.
but
You're taking stuff
yeah,
out of the closets. People are moving things from the attic.
yeah,
You're moving.
yeah.
even
My
if
whole
you're
life is in the
staying.
basement right now.
But even if you're not moving right now and you're thinking about, oh, maybe I'm going to buy or sell next year, it is time when you're taking boxes out of attics and basements and closets right now. Between Thanksgiving and New Year's, you're moving boxes.
Yeah,
So let the thought enter that maybe I'm going to be at a different place the next winter holiday season.
yeah. I mean, I again, I can only talk from personal experience. I haven't packed a thing, but I have the gift of time on my hands, so I do have through the end of the year. So I have about
40 days.
weeks, 6
40
weeks.
days, Melissa.
Yeah.
You don't have
40 days.
all that much time.
I'm having a couple things done to my house before I move in, so I have
You'll be
that a
ready.
little bit of time, but
You'll be ready.
yeah, like I said, it happens, and
I'm making your palms sweat.
a little bit. I'm like, oh my gosh,
She's gonna tell me I
think
have to get rid
2
of
days
stuff.
off. Yeah, and I also think I have like 2 days off in December, so I think those are the 2 days that I'm gonna move.
Do you want to talk about my gift?
I
for
want to talk about
Thanksgiving?
anything. Yeah, I want to talk about anything you want to talk about.
All right. I think I'm going to do this for you anyway, so you don't have to do it's not like a contest, but sometimes I do give to Firehouse Food Pantry or to the MS Society or whatever. And one of the gifts that I give is my time and my expertise in organizational
Yeah,
skills.
yeah,
Now, my very first listing I ever had was where I learned about hoarding. And I don't say that with any, emotional content at all. It was just something that happened.
yeah.
And
It's a
I
part of life. I mean,
enter-
like we say,
Yeah.
everyone has a different journey, and that was a part of theirs.
Right. Too much stuff, and an extreme emotional attachment. So backing off from that extreme emotional attachment, anybody who would like my services, what I offer is 3 hours, which is 3 1-hour segments, or we can divide it up how you want to, where I come to your home. We don't have to tell anybody that anybody's coming over. If you just don't even know where to begin, I will help you with your organization.
Yeah.
It can be big or small. It can be the whole entire house or just a closet. People are so happy if they can just chip away a little bit and feel good about their linen closet.
Yeah.
So for tonight, and for anybody who's listening at a later time, I invite you to get in touch with me. I'm happy to give 3 hours of my time when I can help you. It is a way for me to get to know somebody new. And if you already know me, then I get to see you again.
Yeah.
And I get to say hello.
Perfect.
So the way you contact me through an email is Ginny at bostonconnect.com, and my name is Ginny.
Ginny. Ginny. Ginny, short for
Gin.
Virginia.
It's Virginia.
It's
It is.
Virginia.
Or by calling me or texting me.
And we're going to give all your contact information at the end as
Right.
well. And we'll post it tomorrow, too.
So my gift is to be able to meet you. My gift, what you give me, is the satisfaction of being able to help you. Whether it turns into you want to buy or sell, that's fine. I've done this for 3 other people who are never moving. I'm not moving. I don't want to move. Never, never, never. But we're happy to know each other. And it's just, do good things. Be kind. Do good things. So coming in the new year, you'll have some new organization. If you contact me in the month of December, we'll set up something in January. I can easily figure out over the next month when we can get those 3 hours in, those 3 meetings in. So it's Ginny at bostonconnect.com.
Yeah. We only have about 10 minutes left in our show. I know you have some other notes that you've taken that you want to talk about. But before we move to that, what else do you want to, tell our listeners about our topic tonight? Just like, and of course, you're going to have to come on again and again and again and again. But anything else that you want to say before we move on to the rest of your notes here?
I mean, the attitude is for the holidays to not be stressful. So Melissa and I talked about this because we want to make, happy homes for the holidays.
Yeah.
And your home is where you are right now.
Yeah.
So make your bed.
Yeah.
Create a happy place, even if something is not really going right. Our real estate is really important to us, and it's not just it's money, but it's also your security. So tonight, when we think about your home for the holidays, make it the best that you can. When you need to have a phone call and say, I'm stuck, what should I do? Call.
Yeah. Call Ginny.
It doesn't mean that we have to run right over and invade your home. Some people are a little bit protective of their space, especially at first, especially if it's a new conversation. But that's why we have reviews and we have referrals from other clients. So you can hear it from another person. And what it is the relationship is how somebody speaks with you. If you think somebody's talking legalese and you don't know what language they're using, you're not going to have a great connection.
Right.
So if somebody just talks normal talk, then that works out.
Yeah. It really does. Yeah. And like I said, and you've said, like, you have a team behind you, and you have really great, loan officers and attorneys that you refer, and you work with really well. And it's just all about having people in your corner.
Yeah, I always say, do you have an attorney who practices solely real estate?
Yeah, which is really important. Just like it is when you're selling real estate, it's important to do it full time.
If you have someone who is your loan officer that's, somewhere far, far away, and they only will talk to you because of you're in certain time zones, that doesn't work. I've tried, and of course we don't say no. If you have a relationship with somebody and they're in Arizona and they're only going to talk from 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till 5 o'clock, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
We want to give control to our clients, but we also want to give guidance and find out what's the best plan.
Yeah. The moral of the show is that Ginny wants to help you find a home for the holidays. And every day, no matter what. You have to come back in January and say, okay, now I want to help you find something in January and February, March, April, May.
So what Melissa hasn't said yet is sometimes people look at me like, is she really like that? I've had people, not in a super nice way, say to me, are you really like that all the time?
Really?
And I say, yeah, I really am.
She's Ginny Wandell.
I'm just an optimist.
Yeah, she's Ginny Wandell. I don't know. I've known you for 7 years now, and I don't know you any other way.
Because when
Because you are who you are, and this
Yeah.
is who you are. You're showing everybody.
life can be very, very difficult.
Yeah.
So the moral of this story,
Life can
home
be
for the
difficult. Everyone
holidays,
needs a Ginny.
But here's my secret.
Oh, what is it?
Make some little part of every day special.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's your cup of tea that you're by yourself and 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It's the only time that you can get to yourself. Every day doesn't have to be a holiday.
Yeah.
But every day you have to find something.
I read this
You
book
have to.
recently that said, like, don't be ashamed to romanticize the simple things in life. So,
Cool.
like,
Cool.
don't be afraid to, like, enjoy your cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Like, just sit and enjoy it. Like,
Right.
have that be a part of, like, your special moment during the day. Romanticize everything that, like, every little thing that makes you feel better
Yeah.
about the day.
Every day
And don't
is-
be afraid of that.
Every day is a holiday.
Yeah.
I feel like Mary Poppins or somebody, or Dick
Yeah.
Van Dyke, we should be dancing with
Dancing.
penguins.
Dancing with penguins. 5 minutes left. Tell me about your little notes here.
My
What do you
little
have going on?
So, part of the inside scoop is knowing of listings that are coming up. So, if you're listening and if you're interested or in the market to buy, I have a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, $415,000-ish will be the listing price. It is a beautiful ranch, renovated. So if you like the gray and black and white and silver and stainless and quartz and easy living, 1-floor living, basement that could
Wow.
be completely finished,
Yeah.
you could double your square footage. South Plymouth
Wow.
Ranch coming up. You know this now because you heard my voice. It is nowhere on the internet.
Yeah.
It's not live, so you're hearing it early. Also, a townhouse that's in East Bridgewater, 2 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, is getting updated right now. But it'll be sort of a mid-range. Sometimes people want to have a little project to do.
Yeah.
So this is, it's going to be under under $400,000, and the 3rd floor walk-up is potentially a bedroom. Right now, it is not completely finished, but it is used, and the basement is finished too. So 4 floors of townhouse living on a corner
Wow.
with grass and porch and gazebo and a shed. It's really
That's great
outstanding.
value. Yeah.
Really outstanding. Not everybody wants a single-family home standalone,
Yeah.
detached.
Yeah.
So having an end unit in a condo complex gives you a little bit more privacy, and this is desirable.
Yeah.
It's also near Robbins Pond, which is also great if you love water down the street. There you go. And the last one, also, it's just not live on the internet yet, so you're going to learn about this. Beautiful. I say beautiful. So I'm an antique lover.
Yeah.
But my
You
house
live
is
in
really
you
old.
live in an antique.
My house is super duper old. So this house is only, not even 100 years old. But in Kingston, 3-bedroom, one of the bedrooms is on the 1st floor. 1.5 baths. The half bath is on the 1st floor. Beautiful farmer's porch. About 500,000, just north of Rocky Nook. So
Wow.
Kingston farmhouse, very sweet, just beautiful. Some people will tell me that that's too old. But if you're not afraid, or in fact you're charmed
Yeah.
by
An
days
antique.
days gone by.
Sharon loves antiques.
Yeah. This
Loves
happens
them.
to be a house, like my very first house I bought was in Amityville, New York. Not the horror house. But I do know them, the people who live there now. An antique farmhouse is just beautiful,
Yeah.
if that's your vibe.
If that is your vibe. So if that is your vibe, or any of those things are your vibe, or you are somebody's vibe, how can people get in touch with you?
So my easiest way to get in touch with me is my cell, 781-354-0723.
Say that again.
And it's still 781-354-0723. And you can find me at Ginny@bostonconnect.com if you want to email me.
Yes, I can hear our outro music starting. Thank you so much, Ginny, for joining me.
It was fun.
And I can't wait for you to come back in maybe December, definitely January.
January.
Yes.
And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
So much to be thankful for.
So much to be thankful for. We've had such an amazing year, and I'm so grateful that you are a part of my journey as well.
And look
you
at us.
and look at us. We're ending with a house. We're ending with awards. We're ending on a great note, and that is with you, Ginny. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll be live on Saturday with Tracy Grady, who is a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate. So we'll see you Saturday. Thank you.